Hey Jess, I sent you a request. So I hope everyone is safe out there. I hope everyone's wearing their mask and everybody's following protocol. We're still not out of the situation. So, definitely don't slack off on that. And make sure you're still, being sanitary and stuff like that. So, and I just want to thank everyone who has been joining us. Okay, it says Jess is unable to join, not sure why. But I want to thank everyone that's been joining us for these last 6 weeks. This is week 6. Um, most of the lives. Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Hi. So like I was saying, guys, this is week 6. And I hope you guys have been checking out the previous weeks. We had some really great content. We launched a 7-week entrepreneurship program, and we brought some of the sessions to IG Lives. You can check it out. If you have any questions, pop them in the comment section. Yeah, and this is week 6, and we're going to talk all about networking like you mean it, with Jessica Sinclair. So I'm so happy to have you here. How are you?
Hi. It's been some time since we reconnected, so I hope you're doing well and you're indoors. It's terrible outside, so
Really
stay
is,
warm
yes.
and get some information. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's so
I'm
good
super
to
excited.
reconnect. Yes.
Yeah, so I
Oh,
think
people
that
are joining in.
I'm sorry.
No. I see some familiar faces joining in. Hi, Paula. You made it. She actually told me today that she probably couldn't join, so I'm happy to see her. She's a new entrepreneur, so this is a good time to do such things.
Yes,
To start a
absolutely.
business.
Yes, welcome, Paula. Welcome. And I think the last time you and I had a session was right at the beginning of the pandemic, which is
Yes.
so crazy because there was so much uncertainty. I mean, there still is, but at that point, it was like, what is really going on? So I'm glad to see you doing well. Also, congratulations,
Yes.
on everything that you're working on. I'm so proud of you as always. You're always
Thank
killing it.
you.
I love it.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that's what people see, because when you're doing it, you're just immersed in doing it. And so at this point in the fourth quarter, I am at that reflective time, where I kind of want to just go on hiatus, but it's so hard for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
we'll see how
completely
I there.
understand. I
Yeah,
completely
yeah, with
understand where you're
everything.
coming from. Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a lot, I think already as entrepreneurs, we feel the pressure on a daily basis, but then doing it during this time and having to pivot and having to
Yeah.
change how you do things, and like even some of our sessions, we had them on Zoom, some we had on live, so just having to like go
Right.
with what's working right now, what works is
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure, So I hope that everyone's keeping their mental health, as
Oh,
strict as they can. And if you're
so
struggling,
important.
definitely don't hold back from reaching out to someone, from seeking therapy. I just found out there's a lot of virtual therapy sessions going on right now, and I think that
Oh,
you guys should take advantage of them. Actually, I want to share an app. So I'm
yeah.
gonna write it in the comments. It's called Sanvelo,
Uh-huh.
and this app is really good because you're able to connect with a therapist online.
Oh,
And
excellent.
yeah, and I know someone who's been using it for about I think she said about 3 months, and she approves. It's been really
Oh,
helpful for her. So yeah. So there's resources out there, guys. So
get
definitely make
into
sure
it.
that you're using them. Um, okay, hold on. Let me pin this comment here. All right. So I think we could get
Yeah,
started. So
absolutely.
yeah, so this is week 6, guys, and we're going to be talking everything everything networking when it comes to
Yeah.
entrepreneurship. And I couldn't think of anyone better than Jessica to bring on and have this conversation, because she definitely, hi Delise, she definitely is someone who I admire when it comes to the networking scene, and and how to do it and all of that. She's really great at it. She definitely knows how to connect the dots. and it's out there, you know, putting in the work. And on top of that, not only doing that, but also wanting to share that with us and wanting to share the tips with us, because
So,
networking is not always the easiest thing to do.
no.
Everyone, you know, doesn't have the most outgoing personality and things like that. So some helpful tips is really needed.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you for doing that. So Jessica also sits on the board with Fearless Women. So we
Yeah.
definitely have been building a good relationship in the past couple years. So I'm so excited for next year. This year it was just so much going on, and everyone just had to, you know, work on their own and
Yeah.
and pivot their own businesses, and we'll come together and bring some amazing things to you guys again. I know you miss us because we miss you
Yeah. Keep it locked.
guys.
And you know, that's what's so dynamic about a group, that people kind of have to flourish to reconnect so they can bring more substance to the group. And I think if a lot of people did that and was more transparent with what they have on their plate, you would see more thriving Black and brown communities. So I'm just putting that out there.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So Jess, I want you to formally introduce yourself and let everyone know all of the amazing things you're doing, not only
Oh,
with your
wow.
networking, but with Nurses with Integrity, and also
Yes.
your amazing hosting skills. Let everyone know.
Oh, wow. So it's always kind of weird to talk about yourself. I'm so used to being the other way, you know, reading bios or whatnot. But if you are tuning in for the first time, my name is Jessica Sinclair, and I am a RN by day, part-time, and a wedding MC. That's how I started out, and I learned how to pivot and learned how to invest in myself to see where the value was. And I realized that I am gifted at public speaking. I am gifted rather at motivating people. I do that effortlessly. And so, you know, while I was searching for my next big thing, I realized I had all the tools in my toolbox. It just needed to be analyzed, as I would say, because a lot of the times we're so much in our own thing that we are not the viewer, if that makes sense. So I invested in some coaching, and so I was able to get into different networks where I'm a best-selling author. I have this amazing book that came out, and it's all about testimonials and storytelling. And I think that Black and brown people, we don't share the knowledge. And so, of course, this is the book. And Sue was just so great to have me come on the show more than one time to promote the book. But this book, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great book that keeps on giving. Let me say that again. It keeps on giving because this is a generational piece. You read it, you give it to your sister. It's $20 investment, but it can go through so many hands. And there's so many different stories being told by nurse entrepreneurs. And so once I realized that I don't have to fit one title, everything else changed for me. And like Sue mentioned, I started community. Community is everything for me. So I teamed up with Shantae Carter, and we collaborated, which is king. And we started Nurses of Integrity. And then I started another community called the Career Mavericks. And that's where we are sharpening real skills here. I'm working with the international HR strategist. And so she has that Canadian aspect. Their education system is so different. It's about time for us to melt and mesh together on a different powerful level. And so that's why that's created. So tune into Slay Monday starting next Monday on the Career Mavericks page. We are going to deep dive on some deep topics to get you in line for 2021. Again, sharing stories, sharing information. I challenge you right now to ping someone, share this video right now. As you were speaking to me, I want to get more people in the room. And like I said, I do that effortlessly. And so 9 times out of 10, people remember how I made them feel. And I don't have to network that hard anymore because they see the genuine person that I am. So yeah, share the video. You don't know who knows me, and you guys can, you know, this is a platform to communicate. This is social networking. And when people like Sue have things like this, come on down, tell a friend, you know what I mean? This is how we thrive. So in a nutshell, I'm Jessica. I'm a shapeshifter. I can't be in a box, and you know, building passive streams of income is the name of the game here.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And like I said, I'm super proud of you. As you guys can see,
Thank
so many
you.
great things Jessica's working on. And I also love the health aspect, you know, because for me,
Yeah.
everything, you know, when you're feeling your most healthiest and when you have your healthiest mindset is when you start to really appreciate things and start to really learn how to focus and things like that. So, you know, it's super
Yeah,
important to have those conversations first. So I'm so glad that you're, you
absolutely.
know, giving back to the health community as well. I love that. And I
Thank
definitely
you.
have the book, so it is
Yes,
really good.
yes.
It has
Honestly, you
so,
know,
yes,
it's so funny. You get people that love the book at different points through the journey, and I'm like, this book is, you know, it's making an impact. I
yes.
knew it would, but on the level that it did, I'm blown away. So thank you guys for supporting it. Like I said, the holidays are coming. Go on my website. It's jessicasinclair.com and get a gift that keeps on giving. That's the name of the game.
Yes, absolutely. And make sure you type in your website on there
Oh
so
yeah,
everyone
that'd be
can get
great.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's a key thing with everything that Jessica's working on that she mentioned, which is collaboration.
Oh,
And
everything.
collaboration is so super important, and it's definitely connected to networking.
Yes.
1000%. I know
Yes.
myself, when I was coming into the game, I came in with a couple friends, and the reason why I am the person that I am today, as far as me liking to connect people, me liking to share platform and collaborate together on projects, is because that's what they did for me. You know, they
Yes.
introduced me to folks. You know, there was even times where I wasn't even in the room, and they would have a conversation regarding me
That's what I'm
because they felt
saying.
like,
Yeah.
yes, because they felt like that connection would be great for me, that partnership would be great. And I think that's
Mhm.
something that people don't realize that is super important. Actually, Delise is on here tonight, and I want to thank her too for being one of those people who has connected me
Oh.
to really great opportunities in the past. I think that's so important, and I love to see that happen because that also does not happen enough.
No.
Enough, we're not being gracious to share, you know, all
Mm-hmm.
of our networks and to share you know, just to share the opportunities that we have and the resources that we have. I think it's super important, and that's why we're here tonight to talk about
Yeah.
networking and the importance of it. So
Yes.
let's get right to it.
Yes.
So my first question for you this evening is, why did you create Network Like You Mean It, and tell us about Network Like You Mean
Oh wow. I think I've never gotten that answered question that question before. Because that's the foundation, right? So starting out as an entrepreneur, you want to connect with everybody. You're like a little rabbit, you know, you just check, you know, pecking away, whatever the case may be, because you're so excited. And I realized my energy is always up here, and people were not meeting me with that energy. So I said, okay, how do you fix something, right? It's one thing to complain that says, oh my God, John Brown is not calling me back. So and so is not emailing me. Let me see the things that I've done that worked. Let me jot it down. I'm a queen for writing things down. And so I kept on using the same formula. The tips that I use are strategic. And so once I kept on seeing the same results, I'm like, I'm a fool not to do something about it. And like you said, a lot of Black women, no shade to them, but they just weren't so friendly to me. Coming up, you know, eager, intelligent. And so I said, how do I work with them? How do I show them how to work with me? Right?
it?
I said, I have to start something. And the Network Like You Mean It resonated with me because I kept on Googling how to network better, how to network efficiently. And I said, wait a minute, you can network either which way, but when you do it like you mean it, now that's a different story. Now I'm networking with purpose. And so now my results will be different because I can't give up. I can't say, oh my God, I'm upset. Brush your shoulder off and go on with the next tip. So I didn't have enough time because I was so eager to be successful at a short amount of time. And that's pressure I put on myself. Super type A, but it allowed me to create this amazing platform where now I'm a vendor on the DOE, or now I'm a vendor with the city because I see the value here. And someone that looks like me should be teaching these classes because we're a mirror of who we want to be. And so it's very purposeful for me to have this platform right now. Absolutely. So it's all about intentional networking with this platform.
Yes, I love that. I love the intentionality.
Yeah.
Network like you mean it. Why
Yeah.
are you here? Like you always talk about, what
Yes.
is your why? You know,
Correct.
like let's sit down and let's figure that out. And so
Right.
when we walk into a room, or now we're entering a virtual Zoom.
Yeah.
Why, right? Why are we here? What are we bringing to the table? You know,
Got
one
it.
thing that I've learned that I want to share with all of you, and I'm pretty sure you've been doing something similar, is I've literally been on a gazillion Zooms so far
Yeah.
since the pandemic started. It first started out as me taking advantage of the fact that there were people that I wanted to reach who were providing free webinars. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, this is amazing. I get to actually sit down in a virtual room and listen to this person talk who I admire and I want to learn from.
Mm-hmm.
So that all turned into then me hosting my own Zooms and me participating in Zooms and presenting myself. So it's been a great journey.
Yeah.
But what I took from it and what I learned from it is to network like you mean it while you're there. So
Yes.
take advantage of the fact that you're there in a virtual room full of all of these amazing people,
Oh my
all of
God.
these amazing women that are doing great things, and comment in
Yeah.
the comment section, you know?
Everything. I mean, I was just gonna say I haven't seen one comment. Okay, I see some comments. Okay,
Yes.
let me not beat them up because now I'm like, okay, well, Cinco 1973 has joined. I want to know what he's about, right? I see
Right.
the power. So that's a way to network. And as I do these talks, is networking dead? What?
Yes.
Excuse me. Network is thriving right now. Are you kidding
It
me?
is.
Because I now can see a woman that, like you said, that or a man that you probably couldn't get into that room.
Yes.
Rather, it was just too pricey for the ticket. You didn't
Yes.
know the know-how. Here it is right in front. So I hope people are using this time effectively. Absolutely. Now is the time. Now is the time.
Yes, exactly. I couldn't agree more. And another tip that I want to share is LinkedIn is becoming really, really popular, and
Yes.
they're developing nice little new tools that you can use. So
Yes.
something that I was doing also was, while I was commenting and at the same time that the webinar was going on, I was looking up these people on LinkedIn.
Smart.
And I was like, hi, my name is Sue.
Yep.
While it's fresh, you know.
Seize
So
the
that's,
moment.
you know, that's another great way to get in touch and network right away with these people.
Absolutely.
Thank you to the Power of Us 2016. Yes, empower, uplift each other. Exactly.
Yes. It's all about that. You need to rock that LinkedIn profile. Anyone needs help to utilize those two spaces or the sentences. It's so strategic what you're putting on your LinkedIn profile. I had got my profile rocked by a dynamic woman named Kim. I can definitely connect you with her. Once I rock my profile, I mean, the connections are just coming in. And so, like I said, the value, who are you following, right?
Yes.
Manifest. That's how I met Alicia, who's now my strategist to collaborate with me. Ladies and gentlemen, the collaboration piece, I can go on and on about it because I'm a testimony of it. I love it.
Yes.
And I can't, and I can't stop talking. It just makes me so proud to be able to connect with like-minded individuals. And if you rock your profile, you rock your Instagram profile, you'll get results. Okay,
Yes.
it's wordplay. You'll get results. Hey, Krista. Yes, I used to work with her, so it's so great to see the love and the outpour in the healthcare field coming into the entrepreneurship. You got to merge the two. You got to merge the two. Cindy, oh my God, candles. That's my candle maker. She's always a great vendor. This is what we're talking about, right?
Yes.
This is why Sue has this platform. We have Gary checking in. You know what? This is free. I just.
Yes.
Oh, I'm getting riled up. Let me calm down because you have another question. I can feel it. I can feel the question. It's just beautiful.
Listen, I love it, and I truly miss your energy so much.
Oh,
I can't wait to see you in person.
Thank you.
But you just said something that's really true and important. It doesn't even matter if you're not a entrepreneur or a full-time entrepreneur and you're still in the work field. Everyone has a message.
Oh,
everyone has something that something positive that they want to share with their community. So whether or not you're climbing the ladder in your career or you're an entrepreneur, it's still amazing to learn networking skills because, like I said, you still have something to share. You still have a message.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So how has networking changed your personal and professional life? I know you started telling us a little bit, but let's dive deep in there.
I mean, on the professional front, it allows me to kind of always have my creative wheel going. It's sometimes I'm like, okay, chill, no more community. That, you know what I mean? Because you always want to, for me at least, to change the narrative, right? And so I see a lot of great value in the people that are serious, okay? Because you can get a lot of people that want the energy, that want to waste your time. That's how you understand what your why is. Once you understand that, then you're not going to necessarily waste time with people that are just time wasters. And that's a whole different conversation. But on the social front, you know, I am single, right? So it does allow me to have that cape on. Not to say it's a superpower cape, but the cape that allows me to flourish is because I think that I am single. So I'm happy that God is using this time for me to figure out who I am even more and giving me more time to solidify this brand. So when that king comes, I'm ready. And so I think a lot of people don't utilize the social skill. Do I need to seek a therapist, right? That could be somebody in my network, right? Do I need a wellness coach, a life coach? That's that social networking. And there's so many people that need the coaching, right? So that's the social piece. You got to connect everything, the holistic body. And so you got to nourish it. You got to follow the right people that can post about what to eat. That's social networking.
Exactly.
Now it's not like I'm networking like I mean it because I want to be the plug or I want to be on their panel. No, I want to learn from this person. So my hats are different. It took some learning to do that, but in either which way, they're both going up the same direction. I think that's what you want. You don't want your soul to be up here and then your professionals down here. It kind of has to have a balance. So social networking is so important. Join a bird watching group, people. Do something socially that you probably never would have done. You may walk away with the professional contact.
Yes.
But your initial reason is to just put your hair down, right? And so that's why these social communities are thriving, because they know exactly what the Black woman wants, the brown woman wants, and the conversations are started. And Cindy, you do not suck at networking. You better join my newsletter. Let me get into your inbox every month. There's tips of value, so you better click that link on my Instagram profile.
Yes, please do, Sydney. Yes. Hi, Nick. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Nick.
I love what you just said about you don't necessarily have to be networking to sell your business.
Correct.
You can also be networking to obtain resources that you need in different areas.
Exactly.
And that is 1000% true. You don't have to necessarily be someone who's starting a business or becoming an entrepreneur. Sometimes you just don't know where to turn to get the resources that you need. So you attend these events because everyone there is not going to be someone who's a professional in the main topic, right, of the evening. There's going to be people there from all different walks of life, from all different backgrounds, all different professions. It happens all the time, and you never know. That's the place where, like you said, you might meet your therapist. You might meet someone that gets, that helps you find something within you that you didn't even know you had, pulls out a talent or something, so definitely I agree with that 100%.
Oh yeah, they're out there.
Yes. So what are your top 5 tips that are great for introverts and extroverts? And let me pause you here before you answer that. This is such a great question because I always talk about this, and I actually had a really deep conversation with someone who's probably soon to become some sort of like a life coach for me, because I definitely need I need those conversations now that I'm entering into these elevated spaces. Now I definitely want to enter with the right mindset.
You better go, girl. You better go fast, honey.
So I had this conversation with her, and one thing that I mentioned was my introvertness, right? So one thing she told me was, don't always fall back on introvertness, because that is actually not a personality trait. That is just something that is in you sometimes. So and she mentioned Obama in the sense that she said he seems like he's an introvert, but he's extroverted when he needs to be.
Correct.
Right? And I feel that I'm kind of like that too. So I like that we're going to talk about this right now, because introvert, extrovert is a conversation that I have all the time. Because especially in the corporate spaces, well, not especially, because it goes hand in hand in entrepreneurship and corporate, but in the corporate spaces, sometimes your upper level management wants you to be more outgoing. And let's say you're in sales, and go out there and get those sales and make those connections. And then in the entrepreneurship world, you have to go out to network, right? Like we were talking about. And sometimes we just feel so drained and we just feel a little shy and we're like, I don't know if I can do this. So let's talk about this. Share with us 5 tips for introverts and then 5 tips for extroverts.
So the tip that I want is, it goes for both, because I like that you said that the trait, the personality trait, it's a label, right? And it's a feeling. And so there's days when I'm both, right? And so I think the first thing is to accept how you feel where you are at that particular moment. So the days that I don't want to be as bubbly as people think, I wake up and I'm like, hey world, I need to acknowledge how I feel and what could I do at that point. So it may be me working on my bio, right? Or it may be me on the back end of my website using my skill just in a different way. So I think we all need to establish how we feel at that given moment and not brand ourselves as the introvert. Saying that you are not good at something, but also knowing what do you need to work on. And so I think the introvert needs to understand that we all have that trait inside of them.
Yes.
Acknowledge how you feel. Now, introverts who label as such, I find it fewer keep saying label as such, but those of you that feel that you're an introvert, use other things to help you get out of the rut. So for example, if I'm an introvert, you best believe I'm going to have a red lipstick on my dresser. You best believe I'm going to have a red shirt, because that now helps me push the envelope, push that feeling away. So you need to align yourself with bold colors. Every person should have a bold color. Even if you're a guy tuning in, you may need to have that money green shirt in your closet or that ocean blue shirt in your closet. So don't get so hung up on the label. Also, if you're an introvert and you don't really have enough communication skills, how about you record yourself? How do you feel? A lot of the times how we feel is dictated in our pitch. So record yourself is a number one way to see how your voice changes for the introvert. So wearing a bold color, acknowledging how I feel, what could I do right now at this time? I'm not going to pick up the phone and talk to Sue because now my voice is wobbly. Now she's going to understand or know that I'm nervous. So now I'm going to use that time to record the voice. For the extrovert, we already are on 100. So it may take some time to say, hey, my energy is not for everyone. So when someone doesn't match my energy, I'm no longer disappointed, right? When I'm networking and I'm excited with my 60-second elevator pitch and you're not ready for that, I can't fault you because I claim how I feel. So extroverts, I want us to and not dumb down the energy, but feel the room, right? Because you're going to get exhausted. You're going to burn out is what I'm saying. So you can't give everyone everything at the same time. You have to learn to be a little bit more guarded. I think the extrovert, they're so excited to communicate. Not everybody is someone that you need to be talking to. I'm keeping it 100% at the fourth quarter because I can't work with you. I can't work with everyone at this point in my life because you don't value that energy. But it took time to get there because I am very outgoing. Also with the extrovert, if you are so on 100 and you are shouting, now you're scaring people. You need to record your voice as well. That's something that I had to do in the beginning because my culture, it's a little bit loud. I come from a Jamaican household, so we already a little bit more boisterous than maybe the American woman. And so I'm both. So now I have to pivot. So I think with the skills that are needed to network, you got to have both. You got to know when to turn up and to turn down to have sustainability as someone that's going to network very effectively, someone that's going to network like you mean it. You have to know when it's time to not network as well, wearing both hats. But naturally, we have both of these traits. So you just have to know when to turn one off and on and acknowledge where you're at, and you'll be just fine.
I love that. I want to touch on a few things that you just said because I wrote these down and I hope you guys are too because these were really great.
Yes. Are we recording this? I think you know me, so you can share with the community.
Yes, it's being recorded. So one of the things that you just mentioned was establish how you feel. So what I thought right away when you talked about that was don't put yourself in a box. Don't put yourself in that introverted box. That doesn't define who you are. That's just a feeling that you have sometimes. You feel introverted. You want to be a hermit. You want to go home and curl up under your covers in bed.
Do it.
Yes. And
Yeah.
another thing you said, which is something that actually I live by, because I could be a little shy, is wearing bold colors.
Yes.
So what I thought about that was like, wear a statement piece that introduces you before you even speak,
Yeah.
right? So you're already going into there kind of shy, kind of introverted, like I don't know how to approach these people. But if you wear a statement piece or a red lip, like Jess said, or a red shirt, that already is going to gravitate people towards
Get
you,
it.
and you may not even need to have the initial conversation first. They're going to come to you. So
Exactly.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that, because that's definitely something that I live by. And recording yourself. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How true is that? That is so true. You know,
Yeah.
for me, I got more comfortable with communicating effectively, and being comfortable with talking in front of people because I started doing the podcast.
Right.
So, and I started listening to my recording over and over and over. And even though I hated it in the beginning, it was
Cringe.
good. It was good because I learned from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so absolutely. And then when it came to extrovert, you know, you said realize everyone is not as excited as you. I
Yes.
thought about don't have any expectations, because
Yes.
everyone, like you said, is not going to match your energy.
Correct.
Yes,
Correct. And
and I
you
think
know, and the expectations are great for when you're trying to strive it for yourself, but you can't expect someone to do something because you're not God. And so, and that goes well with dating, right? You expect this guy to do this and that. Yeah, but at the end of the day, people are people. And I learned that early on in networking. People are people, no matter if they're friends, no matter if they're family.
yeah,
You can't force people to support or collaborate with you. So guess what? I'm out. I will now find my tribe. And I think that's
exactly.
what has happened throughout this journey for 4 years. If I can't be a part of this tribe, I'm going to go create my own. And that's what's so
Right.
dope about being a Black woman.
Yes.
We are so innovative. We're
Yes.
gone.
I love it. I
Catch us
love
when you
that. That is,
can, because
yes.
I can't stay here.
And yeah,
Like
and like you said, find your tribe and preserve your energy for your tribe.
yes,
Right?
yes,
Yes.
yes.
I love it.
Oh,
I love
thank you, Shantae. These
it.
are great tips. Guys, if you have
Yes.
any
Hi,
comments,
Shantae.
yeah, if you have any questions, please put them here. Hopefully we can get them answered.
Yes, absolutely. So let's move on and let's talk about which we already did kind of in the beginning, but let's
Yes.
talk about, what does collaboration mean to you? Let's
Okay.
dive a little deeper. You know, and I also want to thank you for, you know, all of the collaborations that I've been able to obtain through you, you know,
You're
like the
welcome.
beginning. I think that's super important. I think it's so important to connect people. Because that's all a part of our journey too. That's a part of
Right.
what we're supposed to do as entrepreneurs as well. You know, that opens doors to many things and it creates a
Right.
great energy.
Right.
So let's talk about that.
So, you know, collaboration is so important for me because as you move through the education system, as I do with these super focused lens on, and when I'm in the different cultural programs that I went to City College, right, undergrad. And so it really immersed me into seeing how the Chinese work together, how the Jewish community works together, and then see how I don't want to say Black American, but for persons that identify as coming from the South, those are the people who I'm talking about. And then I see the Caribbean people. And I identify more with the Caribbean people because that's my parents. And so I realized that a lot of West Indian people were just so naive and so negative and so focused on the American dream that they will push you down instead of holding your hand. And this is also, like I said, for the Black women out there who didn't want to hold my hand. And I realized that if I could change one person to teach them here's a better way and we can thrive together, I just never looked back. And so I'm trying to immerse this on a global level because we can do it. We can do it like the Jewish communities. And so when you see them have a whole area in Brooklyn or a whole area in Jersey, collaboration, they held the door. Listen, I'm going to have a building here, right? How much money do you got? You only got 5K? All right, I got 5K. Now we got 10. Us, we're like, if I put you on, you're going to do better than me. You think you're all of that. I probably am all of that, okay? Because I invested in my education. And I get very riled up is because, so now you use my brain. Put me there with you, but no, we don't want to. So the collaboration piece, Sue, is everything for us to change how we think.
Yes.
It's more for generational for me, for wealth building. I'm collaborating right now with a well-known chef. I interviewed this man one good time. One time. I nailed the interview. He was just like, are you a network? I said, SMC Productions. He probably never got that interview on ABC. See, whatever network he has been on, Sue, I'm very authentic. What do I have to lose? All I want is a smile. All I want to do is hashtag network like you mean it, and I'm good to go. So,
exactly.
Who Raised You has a lot to do with collaboration. My home, if you read my book, was the subway for Caribbeans to come here. First generation, they didn't have anywhere to go. So I'm a product of this environment. So even if you're not, Sue, you can learn. You can learn. Without collaboration, we're going to be coinless. You want to secure the bag by yourself? Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. If you're tuning in right now and you think you could do it on your own, good luck. And show me a video, show me some footage so I can believe you. But doors have opened. I'm not in the room, Sue, and I know it sounds funny. I'm not in the room. People are calling my name. Period.
Of course.
Period. Yeah. And I'm not here to be pompous or anything. I'm showing you a testimony. It's two different things. I'm not floating. I'm telling you that the conversation is different when someone can say, Jessica introduced me and she didn't look for anything in return.
Right.
I sleep good. I sleep great at night knowing that I helped someone. Exactly. You know, so this is what I'm trying to immerse. I'm trying to brainwash you people.
Yes.
In the good way. Unprogram your mind.
Yes.
So it can be better. Invest in someone. If someone needs $5K and you got it, work out a contract and say, oh my God, you know, we claim things that we don't have and we really do have it. That's another thing. That negative words that are put out in the universe. You have to do better, Black and Brown. You can't say you ain't got it when you really do. Invest in someone's dream.
Yes.
You know,
you definitely hit the nail on the head right there. We do complain a lot, but we do have some of the resources. We're just not willing to put it together to build our community. That's where we need to start. Period. Point blank. That's where we need to start. We need to help each other. We need to push each other along the way. And I can't stress enough that I agree with you. I think that I don't understand why people feel intimidated to collaborate with others because they feel that you may have more success, because every single person has been created with their own purpose and their own journey.
Exactly. That's why we talk about the why, Sue, all the time.
Exactly.
And, I always see when you don't collaborate, you cheat an opportunity for someone else. I can't not claim my blessings. I'm greedy for blessings. Okay. I didn't say currency. I said I'm greedy for blessings. So listen, hit me up, Jess. I mean, people are like, oh my God, you don't charge? No. My blessings are priceless right now for where I'm at. Hit me up. I need to know X, Y, and Z. I have the contact. It's yours. You know what I mean? It's not going to do anything to me. It's just mind-boggling that we're still having this discussion in 2028. We're going to have it next year and the year after.
Exactly.
Because people don't understand it.
Yeah, because also you can't be greedy and selfish. Every contact and every connection is not going to be for you, and it's not going to benefit your business. So that contact can benefit someone else's business. So why not share it so we can all grow? You know, and going back to what I was talking about in the beginning, that's one thing that I really loved about you know, during this pandemic, was that finally these people that were quote unquote unreachable were actually holding free webinars and understanding that this is important and you need to connect with your people, not just with the people that are on this level with you.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct, Sue. And I think that's what's so beautiful. You know, you said it. Also, the support for those people came through building some type of organic connection, right? Because they were up there, right? They were with the Joneses. The after party, all of these soirees that are canceled. So now you got to humble yourself. And that's one of the counterstones that's on my shirt. Grab my shirt on my website. I haven't did a big launch just yet. It says be strategic, be humble, and resilient. Those are the three counterstones that has allowed me to thrive, because at the end of the day, we're all human, Sue. You're sick. I've seen the sickness with COVID. You're here today, and I'm being real, you're gone tomorrow. What did you do with your time? What did you do with your time here?
Yeah. And another thing you touched on, which has also been quite popular topic in my last few conversations is leading with authenticity and
Yes.
walking into all types of room, any type of virtual room, any type of meeting conversation with your best energy. Because
Yes.
that's, like you said, that's what people are going to remember you for. You want to
Absolutely.
leave that impression on people. So one thing we talked about was how to time management. And this was actually yesterday with my conversation with Sandra at Google. We talked about time management, and something that I mentioned that I've learned also is that pick a certain time in the day to hold your meetings where you know that your energy level is on
Absolutely.
high and on a positive.
Yes.
Don't book meetings, don't book conversations
For
or
someone
anything
else.
like that
Yep.
when you know you're going to have low energy. You
Yes.
know, and she also mentioned when you're entering networking events, of course, when everything opens up again and things like that, don't rush yourself into the event. Make sure that you create ample time before you get to the event, especially if you're going to really network like you mean it, and prepare.
Right.
You don't want to get there flustered and then not feeling right and feeling like, oh, you know, I
Correct.
should have put a little more time in, even in my hair or something like that. It's going to make your energy feel off. And that's something
Correct.
that's key, that's crucial, because I used to do that in the past. I used to run from one place to another and just arrive super flustered, and it just didn't work out for me. You know, where I made one or two connections, I could have made 10.
Correct.
Right?
And I think
So
the overbooking of the schedule, like you said, I love the
yeah,
piece about the meetings. In the beginning, I was scheduling meetings on their time. I now put my time out there first. Okay,
exactly.
because now they're accountable for my time frame where I'm at my best. Also learning to take a few 15-minute breaks. There's a whole
Yes.
program on that. It allows you to recharge. How many
Yes.
times you miss a lunch break and you're an entrepreneur? I get migraines. And so I set my alarm now. Let technology help you with carving out time for networking as well. I love the piece on don't get flustered. I'm very big on claiming my space in a networking event. If the event starts at 7 o'clock, I'm gonna get there around 7:10. You know why? I want to claim my space. I want to feel great. You know what I mean? And so I already see who I need to connect with. A lot of my networking happens before the event. That's a whole nother conversation. You gotta click the link. Here are my tips every month, because I know this platform, we're limited on time. But Sue, there's a science to arriving to an event, finding your space, and connecting with that person. Because remember, they're there early. They're making sure that the speakers or whoever needs to be checked in. So I always seize my big moments before everyone gets there.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm not tired. I go home. I feel good.
Yes, and I love what you just said. You do your research before the event.
Absolutely.
That's an important key for everyone, especially for people who feel as if they're introverted. Because if you feel shy, then once you do the research, you can find the things that you have in common, and that's how you can start a conversation more effectively.
Absolutely.
So I love that. Yes.
It's everything. And then you will then now pick 5 people. If it's a panel, pick 3 people, because Sue may get there before me, and now I'm rolling my eyes at Sue. I'm pacing. You just wasted so much energy mad at Sue. Sue did her homework, and so you know, you gotta be flexible. You gotta be flexible.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
Hey DJ, sorry.
Yes, no, that's okay.
Hello everyone.
We still have some good time. We have about 15 minutes. So let's talk about which we kind of did a little bit, but let's talk about a little more about what you should wear when you're going to network.
Okay, so first of all, you know, I get that we're all on a you know, look like you're here to work efficiently, right? You don't want to come and look, you know, with something that's wrinkled, because now you're the wrinkle person. And so we're still a superficial society, unfortunately. And so that first impression is very lasting. It is a fact. If I showed up and and my energy's up here, and you just showed up and you're like, I don't think, I'm not going to take you seriously. There's somebody else in the room that showed up on the professional wave like myself. So, you know, you don't need to go MAC and get your face beat, but put on a little, you know, little lip gloss or what have you. At first, I told my students, Sue, never to wear a printed top or a printed dress. Times have changed. That print can allow you to stand out even on the Zoom or in the social media, on the you know, at an event, if you will, once we get there. So put on a nice pattern, you know, zebra. It depends if it's a, you know, if it's an evening event, but keep the pattern nice and light, nothing too heavy and dark. I love the piece that you said, and this is how I connected with a dynamic woman who has changed my life. She had on a nice brooch. I could tell the quality, you know, a woman of a certain age, and I'm 30 something. So you can appreciate a nice piece of jewel. Long story short, that was the first thing I said in my follow-up email. Lady, and I can say lady, because that's my personality. You got to be authentic. And I said, girl, that brooch was so, it was so engaging, whatever the word I said. And she remembered, Sue. And it wasn't like, I want to pick your brain and do all the things that people always say. I went in for the brooch. So a nice accessory. I don't want you guys to do the overkill. I always take something off. I'm a very simple woman. If you're a woman that's high fashion, maybe you want to put on a bold necklace, but maybe the earring can be simple. Walk in the room with confidence. I love a starch white top. Okay. I love a nice pearl. It shows regal. You are your brand 24/7. Let me say that again. You're on vacation, you're on brand. I know, ladies, you want to wear this and that. Listen, I get it. You want to have everything out. Put in a nice cover up for the photo for Instagram. Please, people. I don't want to see everything that God gave you, because it's sad that somebody may not work with you for that reason. You want to be able to have a good balance. I'm not telling you not to be your best self. I'm just saying you're on brand every single day. Any brand strategics will teach you that. And you're getting it here for free.com on the Fearless Woman network. See, I'm plugging you, Sue. But it's true, you know. Yes. I love a good red lip. And your best accessory. Are you guys ready for this? Sue, tell me you're ready for this.
I'm ready.
The smile.
Yes.
The smile, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. This is the guarantee engager. Walk in, even if you're feeling funky, put the smile on now. You just gave someone some wattage. You induced their endorphins, and I'm getting all to smile. It's free. It's free, people. Smile more often. And that's the best accessory here. Yeah. Also, ladies with the shoes, a lot of you guys miss opportunities because you look down, you had to switch your shoe real quick. The person that you really wanted to connect with is gone. Is talking to Sue for 2 hours. Now you're upset. You should have came prepared, right? You're at a networking event. You're not in the club. It's not your birthday. Put on a nice shoe that's comfortable, a nice wedge. Yeah. You know, the Manolos and the the designer shoes. I love them. But are they practical?
But they're going to kill your feet.
Yeah. And are you going to waddle? And now you're like this. And you want to talk to them like, girl, are you tired? Now you distracted me from your elevator because your posture was not up, right? Your posture wasn't up. You slumped over. You came late. Now there's no more seats. So I call it the trickle down effect. Get there early. Change your shoes before you get there, hun. Yeah. Because you look down, and now Jessica ran with your connect.
Yes.
So do your homework on the event.
It also translates in your conversation when you feel uncomfortable, whether it's your feet that are hurting or you're wearing something that's a little inappropriate. You know, if you're not feeling your best self, it's going to translate in the conversation how uncomfortable you are.
It always does. Yeah. You're fidgeting, you're nervous, your calf is tired. And you know, so I used to do it all. Again, I want the audience to know that these tips are tips that I've used, right? They're not tips that I have made up. I was a tired girl, and I was a girl that missed the connect because I had to say, oh my God, I'll be right back. Hold my spot in line. Are you kidding me? Someone's going to step in your place. So be strategic with networking. You know, is your dress too tight, right? Can you breathe? Yes. You know, so things of that nature. Put on a nice jacket over anything. Every woman should have a nice black jacket. It can go from day to night effortlessly. Have a uniform look. You know what I mean? If you want to be the girl with the black dress, it was easy for me to be that girl. And so people were not intimidated by what I wore war rather, but they were by how I articulated, because that's what I'm selling here. I need you to listen to what I'm saying. It's not about what I'm wearing. And I think it's a whole cultural thing too, Sue, you know, with the women and the Birkins and everything that we want. We think we equate it to success.
Right.
And that's another conversation. Be yourself.
Well, listen, I'll tell you why. A part of the reason why that is because, like we talked about, there's not many women who are professional women and doing things like we're doing, who are up there in level already, that aren't coming out and talking to these young girls.
Sure.
That is the issue. That is the issue. Right. Well, you know, they're very selective, and I'm not saying it's all of them. Right. But I've seen it. They're very selective with who they engage with on social media. Oh, yeah. They're very selective with who they respond to the emails and DMs. And it's like, you know, these women are your community. You know, this is who you should be talking to, so that you know, these young girls are not feeling like getting a Birkin bag from a man is how they're making it, right? No, you're making it because you've actually accomplished things and you've done things in your life. So we need more of that conversation to be had.
Absolutely. More
and I think that it'll change the narrative.
Absolutely. And those same mean women and men, now you see me on the panel like, dude, you just started this program. Yes, I did. But stay tuned. That's when that big just happens for me, because you didn't want to, oh, hey, New Movement. Will is a phenomenal event promoter. Oh my God, Sue, next level. Will, we need you for Fearless Women. I mean, this is a contact, Sue, that I definitely wanted us to connect with. So Will, he's from Long Island. Stay tuned. I see some good events in the future for us women empowerment movers and shakers. And, you know, at the end of the day, I tell people that you can climb up this ladder and then you can plateau and you go back down. Claim the space that you're in. We're not here for a long time. Let me say that we're not here for a long time. I had to repeat that twice. And so your mindset starts to be different. And so you just keep on going. And that's what I do. I just keep on going. And yeah, I'm not going to let that one person or movement stop what I'm doing.
Exactly. I mean, I think that the key takeaway here is don't let opportunities pass you by because you
never
network like you mean it.
Hello, somebody say an amen. You know, again, I think one of the most dynamic things about being an entrepreneur is, what are you trying to fix, right? Yeah. Even if you are a person that's a professional tuning in, what can you change? And so if you are not a change agent, I really don't have time for you. Right. That's okay to say, because a lot of us need to be selfish with our time so we can grow and strive for greatness. It's okay if I'm the only Black woman in the room, for me, because I'm going to bring my girls in here. I'm not intimidated. And so I never was in any type of setting I was in. I always strive for greatness, and I'm always going to be an asset. And it took me a while to not be afraid, to not be an imposter, have the syndrome. I know who I am, and I'm great, you know? So I think the affirmations is a tip right there. Jot it down. Why are you great? Have some attributes to back it up, and don't ask your mom and your dad or your sister and your brother, because they're going to cheerlead for you. I want to have a conversation with you quick, Sue, today. Could you define greatness? And does that word, do I show you that, you know, do I emulate that? It's so big when you can be ready to be vulnerable with your peers. And my peers have called me the networking queen, and I didn't like it, Sue. I said, I'm just a girl from Long Island. And they said, stop it. So, you know, I'm bigger than Long Island. Okay. I am. And, it just continues on. Any interview that you see me, I get riled up. It's the same platform, baby. It's networking like you mean it. Period. It's the only way. Absolutely. It's the only way. And those of you that are here, thank you so much for coming. You know, saying that it was a great, you know, conversation to be had. Support movements like Fearless Women, the Career Mavericks, Nurses of Integrity. If you have a movement right now, this is your time. Let us know. How can we support you? And I think too, Sue, people want support right away. A lot of my support came a year after. A lot of my support came 6 months from, you know what I mean? So you got to give people time to buy in. We're a little bit too, they're not feeling me. Stay the course. Stay the course. they're watching you. You best believe they're
Right.
watching you, you know? So, you know, it's just a good time for us to use COVID the right and proper way. You want to protest, you want to do everything, like Sue said earlier, wear your mask,
Yes.
show up to these things, knowing a little bit about who we are. Wow
Mm-hmm.
us a bit. It's, you know, everything's at your fingertips. I'm not gonna go in on that. You got to do some work, people. You guys are a little
Yeah,
bit too lazy. You guys are a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too lazy for me, because I will
exactly.
outwork you. I will outwork you, and that's okay. That's my DNA. You don't have
Yeah,
to be like Jessica, but at least Jessica and Sue and whoever these other people are, they're people that can add value. Who is adding
absolutely.
value? If they're not adding value, Sue, for this, for where you are for the fourth quarter, they gotta go. They
Yes,
have to go.
they have to go.
Yeah.
And I want to say that, you know, Jessica and I, you know, speak from a real place. We've been there. We've been there. Like Jessica said, we, you know, we were the people who were tardy for the networking events. We were
Yes.
for the people who weren't always prepared. We were the people who were adding tons and tons of things on our plates
Too much.
to then not be able to execute anything to its fullest capacity. You know, we were these people, and that's why we're here to having this conversation with you, because we
Right.
want to give you these tips to get better and get to that place where you're a little bit more organized, you're more confident, you know what is your why, you know why you're entering these spaces, you know what is your purpose, you're walking in your purpose. You know, you said the queen of networking. That's exactly who you are. You're the queen of networking, and you have to own it and you have to embrace it.
True.
I'll tell you this, because that's what we do, and that's a little bit of the imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, back in the day, I didn't name myself Sue Fearless, right? Of course, you know, I started Fearless Women, but I was introduced this one day as Sue Fearless, and I felt the exact same way. I was like, wow, those are huge shoes to fill. But guess what? Ever since that day, we've both been filling these shoes, Jessica.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just knowing who you are, knowing what you want. Another thing I want to say is, in regards to like imposter syndrome, a lot of it comes from social media and everyone comparing themselves to others. Once we stop doing that, we're going to feel more confident in ourselves, and we're going to walk into rooms knowing who we are and knowing that we have the capacity to be successful, to network successfully, and run a successful business. So I think we need to stop looking at social media, stop comparing ourselves. Like we said, everyone has a different journey. We may have the same business, but our purpose is still the different. Everyone's assigned their own unique purpose when they are born and brought into this world.
Yes, so we are getting a lot of claps.
Yes.
Oh my God, this is so dope. I mean,
yes,
you know, you can lead the people, Sue, and I'm not a prophet or anything like that, but I'm just a product of this amazing family dynamic. I am very blessed to come from a loving family, and I treat everyone like that who warrants that. You know, you got to show me what you're about, and then you will get the 100% of my time, but you can't give it all. You have to be able to research people, take a time out and say, who are they? Are they the same person that I met up front? People are showing you who they are, and some of us are so naive that we want to change them. We want to keep on showing them things on social media. Who cares? Who cares?
Exactly.
You know, I just tell people to invest in some courses. I was blessed by someone in my network, Sandra. I don't know if you're tuning in. She referred me to be in this Facebook accelerator. It has showed me so much on a different advertising stream. Not everybody gets to be in that room. Facebook credits are coming my way. It's just effortless when your network sees that you're trying, Sue.
Right.
So many people have seen that I have tried every which way
exactly
to stay on course. I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
Listen, don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to move into another space. If that's what entrepreneurship is about. If one thing didn't work out, as long as the next thing is still aligned with your purpose, don't be afraid to grow. You're gonna always change. There's always gonna be different phases. You said something in the very beginning. And I think we only have like 3 minutes, but you said something in the beginning to the effect of you write certain things down about yourself.
Everything.
I think that's super important, because that's where we'll start to see we'll start to analyze
Internalize
ourselves
it.
and see our flaws,
Exactly.
and that's how we can change them. If we're not
Yeah.
confronting ourselves and our flaws, and if that conversation is uncomfortable for you to have with yourself, then maybe have it with someone
Someone else. Yeah.
yeah, someone who can help, someone
And who
who's
you can
open to
trust.
listening to you, and you trust,
Exactly.
and is willing to bring out the best in you. You know, I
Right.
think that's super important. We need to talk about what our flaws are, what's preventing us from being the best version of ourselves.
Yeah, it's hard.
Definitely.
It's, self-assessment. As a nurse, I'm always assessing other people. That's what I was trained to do.
Mm-hmm.
But look at the suicide rates for healthcare workers. And so
Right.
that's a whole different conversation that we can have, but we carry a lot of burden on us. And so for my mental health, I said, I got to get out full time. I'm part time. The next time I want to be zero time. It's something that I'm striving for. And so, because the conversation is different when you're looking at yourself. There's a
Yes.
book, and I want to tell you guys about this book. Is amazing. She identifies as a Black woman, although she's biracial. Sydney, these are the things I'm talking about, right? We think we can do everything by ourselves. A book like this, self-help. How do you think positively every day of the week, every month, every day? There's something that you need. This is right here. As I wake up, it's right there. Be intentional with your room, your feng shui, if you will, meaning
Yes.
change your room a bit, right?
Yes.
This is my space for right now. I do everything in here, but have reminders around you. I have an affirmation wall behind me. If you can see, it's right by, oh, you can't see it. Invest in a post-it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
$2 for the post-it.
Yes.
Put you are amazing. Today you would do three things that if you do it in 3 minutes, it won't change how you feel. If you do it in 3 hours, so that way you can maximize the to-do list. A lot of us have way too much on to-do list. I have a must do, and the to-do list. Let me slow down. So the must do are the top 3 things, Sue, that I need to tackle for the week.
Yes.
That used to be 10, and
Yes.
I'm breathing anxious, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm a one-woman show. The to-do list will always grow. Then you pick 3 things out
Yes.
of it. These are techniques that I have invested in to learn so I can teach my community. Okay. You have to invest in some things, simple things. Grab a book, storytelling, podcasts, you name it. Do whatever it takes so you can network effectively. Join the conversations with more, not only with us, with other platforms.
Yes.
That are out there like this. Show up. Yes. Yes. I am an author. Entrepreneurship, a big way to collaborate. Who wants to write a book? Tell me right now. Yes, I'll connect you with someone. So next year you can have a book that can bring another stream of income. And also now it's a whole piece that you can network with. This book has changed my life and the women's lives that have been in it. This is the book. I am a bestseller. And I thank the tribe for believing in this book, because storytelling changes your life. Yeah. Someone has a worse off situation than you, Sue. Yeah. And it makes me emotional because there's a chapter in here in particular. When I see this woman, I said, I didn't know, hon. I didn't know you had so much trauma. But needless to say, she doesn't need my sympathy, right? She doesn't need that. She wants me not to be like her. Right. Get a book that is self-published by a Black-owned author, a Latino author. I'm in a lot of those clubs. And someone's story can help save your life, guys. Truth. Absolutely. And, we keep everything in. And I know our time is up. I'll be back, I'm sure. Yes. Because, this is therapy for me as well.
Yes. This is your passion. This
yeah,
is your
it
passion.
is. I realize
and it. When you're in a place where you're living your passion on a day-to-day basis, you can go on and on and on, because it's vibrating in you. No, it's something that's vibrating in you. And even if you're the most shy person, introverted, like we talked about, it's still going to be so easy, and it's going to flow so easy, the conversation, because this is your passion. This is something you really care about, and I want to thank you, Jess, so much for being in the room with us this evening. Thank you for every single person that joined today. We really appreciate you. If you guys want more tips on networking, please do not hesitate to reach out to Jessica. She definitely knows what she's talking about. She definitely, I've seen this this woman grows so much in the last 4 years, like
Thank
an
you.
immense amount of growth that I've seen, and I'm so proud of her. I posted something in my stories the other day to the effect that said, it was in regards to networking, and it said, it's not verbatim, but it said, have friends who connect you and mention you in a room that you're not even in yet.
Hello.
Okay, so let's take that into consideration. Let's uplift each
2021,
other.
new president.
Yes.
You know, we needed this to happen for whatever which way. I'm not going to get too political here because that's not the platform, but don't be silent, ladies. Use your voice, use your attitude to create communities. You understand? We can't wait for them to give us something.
Yes.
And I'm not going to stop what I'm doing because I'm doing too much for you. You're not doing enough out there for what you can be doing. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in, for seeing the value. I know somebody walked away with something. Connect with Sue. Connect with me. How can I help you? Period.
Yes, yes. And yeah, I did vote. Thank you for asking. And hi, Kel.
Who's this?
And everyone who joins later on, make sure you go back and catch the replay on the IGTV. And I'm definitely going to be putting it up on the website pretty soon. But thank you so much again, Queen. I love you. I can't wait to see you.
Yes.
You know the love is there always.
Always. No matter what.
And I'm going to have to come out to Long Island so we can connect.
Yes, I mean, your foundation, from day when I met you, guys, the backstory is I hosted this lady's event. And back then, she was just this lady, this fiery Latina. You don't know how connections can unfold as the time goes on. Don't put pressure on people, but make them accountable. Do the work. You know, the SBA.gov, go on these sites. They're free trainings. And if you need help, please info at itsjessicasinclair.com. My assistant, he will answer and connect us for sure. Yes. Use your time wisely, please, please, please.
Yes, and communication is key, everybody. So definitely communicate. Yes. So I want to thank everyone again. Thank you, Jess, so much. Definitely follow her, guys.
Yes.
Pinned her Instagram below. This was week 6, and we talked about networking. Next week, we'll be talking about leadership, and that'll be our last week. So definitely tune in, guys. Yes. We'll be sharing what platform we'll be joining on. So we're really excited. You know, thank you for supporting. We're just here to give you guys the tools and the resources that we've learned because we want you to also succeed. All right. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.